kind of fumble. You can kind of fumble your way forward and still make a lot of money doing this. I'm not any tech expert. I worked with my hands my whole life, and I wasn't even that good at that, but I wanted to create freedom, and through creating these simple little ads and a magic and promoting these things, I was able to create some serious income. So it just goes to show you don't have to be well educated, well spoken, or have any experience on camera or anything online. If you've got the willingness and the burning desire to succeed, anyone can do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, in saying that, we would really like to welcome you and everybody else to our first live of 2024, our live interviews. So welcome, Brodie. We are truly, truly grateful. We know how important your time is and how hard you've worked to get your time back. So we are truly grateful to have you here with us today. Now, a little bit of a backstory to Brodie. Brodie is actually the co-founder of Online Empires, our training platform that we utilize, and that has taught us how to build our own brand and business, creating online income. So we are, so excited to be here with you. Yeah. So grateful. And Brodie, if you could please share your story, and then we've got about 5 questions to ask, if that's all right.
Yes. How much of my story do you want me to share?
Look, give us a rundown of what life was like before and what life is like now.
Perfect. So prior to finding this opportunity, I was working in construction. I was working on job sites. I was a builder's laborer. I earned maybe $22, $23 an hour. I was living on an old rundown farm that I was renting. I was shared accommodation. I had 2 or 3 other people I was living with just so we could afford to pay the rent. I was driving an old beat up car that used to break down if the revs got too low. I always make the joke that if I ever went on a date with someone, I'd have to ask the girl to take us because my car, there's a chance of breaking down and that'd be embarrassing. I wasn't in the best health of my life. I was a pack a day smoker. I wasn't drinking enough water. I wasn't really training, but I did have the burning desire to become successful. I was really interested in like crypto and trading and e-commerce and kind of learning and looking, but not really taking any action. And there is something in this world called the law of action, which means unless you're doing something, nothing gets done. So in 2017, finally, I came across something that I actually went all in on, which was affiliate marketing with a company called Enagic. I did make an investment. I think I invested at the time around $4,000 to get started. And I turned that into over $4.5 million now. So created a lot of success and have now realized that it wasn't money that I was chasing. It's the freedom that money gives you. The freedom to be able to wake up and say, I can do anything I want with my day today and not have that dictated by feeling like you're stuck on that hamster wheel of chasing the next dollar because you're living in fear and living in scarcity. And I didn't want that for me and the people that I care about. At the time, I didn't have a partner. I didn't have a kid. I didn't have any of that. Now I do. And as a man, I'm able to provide for them a really interesting lifestyle because of the income I've created through the opportunity that you guys are now affiliated with and building an incredible team around and providing them with the same opportunity and trainings as well so they can create freedom for themselves too. So I guess you can say is I had a rough upbringing. My parents broke up when I was really young. I dealt with depression and mental health as a young adult. I got mixed up in the wrong sort of things. I was not the picture perfect of someone that you think would create $1 million or become a millionaire or buy a bunch of properties and live overseas and do all that kind of stuff. I wasn't meant to achieve that. But I created that lifestyle for myself because I said enough is enough. If other people are creating success with this company, I can do it too. And here we are.
Yeah, exactly.
Love that. Love that. So exciting because you've literally touched on so many of our questions. So it's perfect. They've all aligned. This was meant to be.
Yes.
It's like when we first started this business, we watched the video of you and you're like a superhero because we're like little kids watching it, and you're so inspiring,
Absolutely.
I thank you. I don't feel like it because I'm just a normal guy. Sometimes I don't even know how I'm doing what I'm doing so well. I think it's not easy what we do, but it is simple. And the
Yeah.
reason why people don't succeed is because they lack the consistency and discipline. Because if you just show up and you try enough times, eventually you'll get it right. And the best thing about this is that you don't have to be right 100% of the time to make money. You just have to try and show up, and eventually you get it right and you'll make a lot of it.
Yeah, love that. Well, in saying that, we'll jump straight into our first question.
Yep.
So you're the co-creator of Online Empires, and you've made a training platform for the people, by the people. But not only that, you've doubled it as another source of online income. So giving back to the community, like forever grateful. You know, what inspires you to always be giving back?
Well, if you help enough people get what they want, you'll always have what you want.
Yeah.
For one. Another one is the amount of times I've now got to meet students and people who've joined Enagic or joined the community and seen them have success, or maybe it helped them with their mental health when they started to grow and do personal development. That is such a good feeling. It becomes addictive. So I know that, and you guys know that the more people we share this opportunity with, the more chances we've got of meeting somebody in the future who got started with us and now their life is completely changed. So that's huge motivation. And I've just got such a love for the Enagic compensation plan, the products, that I just want to continue sharing this forever. It pays me so well. I don't have a boss. I don't have to stock inventory or any products. They'll deliver it for us. All I got to do is share an idea, share a better plan or a better roadmap than what some people have for themselves. And if they decide to get started, we get paid. And for me, it's simple enough. And it's something that I could easily do for the rest of my life from anywhere around the world.
Yeah. I love that. And it's just so, like, it just goes to show what type of people we have in this community, and the leaders, and, you know, yourself and Ash, that you aren't greedy, self-centered people. Like, you want people to succeed. You want to give back. Like, you don't want it all for yourself. You want to share the abundance. Like, so thank you. We are, forever grateful.
We get so much joy out of even just jumping on phone calls with other people. Like, we've been getting people from America reaching out to us and asking us how
within
we
the
do
community.
it. Within the community, how we've been doing it with the kids and that. So you know, we love sharing our story. And we love
It is great watching young families build an online business and brand around their family that gives them an excuse to spend more time with the people that they love. And you all get to grow together and have this unique experience where you're able to make money for spending more time with each other. I think that's a great business model.
Let's normalize making money with our kids and not
of course.
our kids. Like, and that's perfect going into number 2. Like, it's just aligning so well. Love it. Okay, so we've got a bit of context around this question. So you once said in your story recently and just before, you've turned $4,000 into $4,000 online business investment into $4.5 million. $4.5 million. So, and buying expensive things like cars and material things. But now you've realized, after finding love and a family of your own, which gorgeous family, by the way.
Thank you.
You've now realized that it wasn't the material things that made you happy. It was, you know, having the people to share that time with, and the family to have that time with, and sharing that time with your loved ones. So
stepping away from the business, just for a second, like, tell us the feeling and emotions you get when you're spending it with your dad, your brother, your partner, and your son, and how are they a priority for you now?
It's hard to contextualize, even if that's the right word, into words. And sometimes you do have to stop and smell the roses, because I've been doing this for so long now. I've almost forgot what it's like to have to get up at 5 a.m. and go to a job. So I do have to kind of sit there with it and be like, you know, I've created this freedom. Most people right now are getting up, they're going to work, they're having to ask permission before they can go to the toilet. They need to ask if they can take 4 weeks off to go to a vacation. And that I've realized that the small moments of being in nature, kicking the football with my son, or being able to say, you know what, guys, let's unplug for 3 days. Let's find like a luxury farm stay or some camping place that we can go to, and not being tied down and being stuck into the matrix is really what freedom is all about. It's not necessarily the finances, but the finances will give you a bit more flexibility and freedom. And it's an incredible feeling to have that freedom to spend time with your family, but also be a bit of an example to others. Now I've got my younger brother who's 19 coming to me and saying, hey, Brodie, you know, he said the other day, I'd never be able to make as much money as you. And I said to him, Mitchell, please understand that I didn't start making money like this until I was 28 years of age. You're only 19. I didn't have someone like me to come to and ask questions about money and finances and investing and online and all the rest of it. You do. I said, use that as motivation. I've got your back. And I said to him, I gave him some things that he could do, and I never had that. So I'm really glad that I've been able to become this so I can pass it on to others. And the skills that I've learned to be able to, I guess, create this income and create this lifestyle. But yeah, it's the smiles on the faces. It's being able to say to my partner, and I don't like try to put on some fake lifestyle or something like that I'm not living or don't believe in. You know, I did just buy, like 2 or 3 years ago, I bought my dream car. It was a supercar, very, very fast, expensive car. But then I went and traveled around the world for the year, and it just sat in the garage. Like, what a waste. That could have been put into property that would really help my family. And you only really buy those cars. It feels good the first 10 times you drive it, but then you kind of get used to it anyway. And it's like, I'm just as happy driving my friend's car right now that's worth like 20 grand while I sell my BMW. So I've got more money to put into properties, right? Because I'd rather have assets now instead of liabilities. And I've stopped caring how I look to other people. I think you only care how you look to other people before you've actually got money. But once you've got it, it matters a lot less. And what matters more is the time you have to spend with people. And yeah, I think that you've got this notion as a man, if you know, you think, oh, if I get that car, people will respect me or people will think I'm really cool. But what you notice is when you get one of those cars is people are looking at you, not thinking how cool you are, but thinking how cool they would look in that car.
Yeah.
They're not thinking about you as much as you think they are. And yet you're spending all this money on shit that doesn't really matter. So to me, being rich is having the freedom from finances to wake up and do whatever I want with my day and escaping the matrix.
And you've been able to do so much. Like we've been watching, like we're little stalkers.
And we could tell like the tone in your voice, how it changed. You could tell you really care about being with your dad and your brother and your missus and your son, you know. So and being able to be that, you know, that inspiring figure for your little brother, like that's amazing. Like you're setting a new way for your family and for you know, the younger generation. Like imagine if your brother started this business now, like he could be living a retired lifestyle by the time he's 25, you know, and if not sooner. And he's got the best coach in the world. Exciting stuff.
One of the best things,
getting a little personal with us. We appreciate it.
That's okay. One of the best things that I've done. So there's something else that I wanted to give, I guess, a bit of transparency around as well. And if we were here just trying to sell people stuff, this is the last thing that I would tell somebody. So at least they know, okay, so they're just truthful. They're not trying to sell everybody. They're just here to share an opportunity. My partner financially does not have to work, right? Would not make sense, right? However, she was working for 15 years in dental, and she kind of felt burnt out, didn't really have much purpose, was capped, all the rest of it. So I helped her retire from that and start chasing some of her creative dreams. She was then given an opportunity with a friend of mine to move into superannuation and sales. Now, she didn't have to do that financially if she wanted to just sit at home. And I love that I'm in a position where I could help move my life to Melbourne, where her sales role would be, put her into a job, not because I need her to have money and not because she needs to have money, because everything would be kind of provided, but for what it will make of her as a woman to be able to create that kind of income and have her own independence instead of taking it away from her. And little things like that, even to have the awareness of that. When you're working 10 hours a day, your whole life, you don't even have space to think of stuff like that for your partner. So just little things like that. And another thing that I really loved about this career was that when my dad was dealing with some mental health and he couldn't get off the couch and I was in Africa, I had enough freedom to be able to say, Dad, get on a plane. I'm going to meet you in Thailand 3 days from now. We're going to do a health retreat. And we went to Phuket Cleanse, which is an incredible health retreat in Phuket. And we did all these cold plunges and meditations and yogas. And this was from a Thailand trip, actually.
Oh, nice.
So that was amazing, and it's been an incredible life. You know, I traveled with my best friend Brett through South America. We hired dirt bikes and we just rode for days and days through the Andes in Peru. And I've got lost in the jungles, you know, working with like shamans and stuff like the indigenous over there. And it's incredible. This week on the 20th, I've got another like sweat lodge ceremony with my partner. We're going to go do that together with the Native American like elder of like 47 years is flying over from America to be there, and like just really cool shit that I never even would have thought of 5-6 years ago. It's all kind of, you know, happening. It's
That's
beautiful.
funny how you were saying that sweat lodge the other, I think it was last week, we're at Adelaide at an end.
Yeah.
And she was just going for a photo album and she was showing this photo of these sweat lodges from years ago when
so
her and her pop went there.
Because my pop's actually American Indian from the Navajo tribe, and they went over there and visited, and she was actually showing us the pictures of this. That was it that same night that you mentioned. By the way, it's fucking crazy, the sweat lodges. I cannot believe you did that. Like, you must have some serious mental power. Like,
I think I got a photo of what it looks like when everybody's in it. Right here, let me grab it for you, because it is wild. Like,
but it was
go
so
ahead.
crazy that my nan just showed us that, and then you told us about it like that day or that next night on that live call, and we were like, oh my God.
I'm sure Nan just showed us that photo of that sweat lodge.
Where is it? It's a pretty small photo, but you can see like this is the indigenous people inside of it. But
oh wow,
shit.
Yeah, so back the photos that she showed us, so they're actually like in like a big I don't know, they wouldn't, not cement, but like clay, like they built their homes in the clay, and they had like this big circular thing that dome thing was probably in on the ground, but we couldn't see it, we just saw the circles. He was just telling us about that. But hats off to you. That's one I won't explore, but I'm definitely keen for the ice bath to give that a go. I fucking hate the cold, but we will try that.
Well, you got to do things that challenge, things that you get to do them anyway. The sweat lodge, it's 3 hours, it's pitch black, you're with strangers, it's volcanic rock, and it's you can't hear, and there's drums and there's singing, and it's pitch black, and you're sweating, and you feel like you're going to pass out. You feel like you're about to die. It's called the rebirth. However, when you can do something like that, making money online is easy.
Well, that's true. Exactly. That's true. My goodness. But no, honestly, like, props to you, because not everybody would do that. Not everybody would put themselves in those positions. So
my partner's gonna do it, but she's scared. She's scared of everything, but she usually does it.
I'm shitting myself for her. I can't believe she said yes to you. She must really love you.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, all jokes aside, we'll move on, because we know you've probably got things to do. But jumping back into the business, as you said, you've dabbled in lots of opportunities before. Why is our high-ticket affiliate marketing business, Online Empires and Enagic, that we partner with, why is it the best?
Well, it's the thing that worked. I tried so many other things. I didn't make enough money to quit my job. I quit my job with this. I've stayed quit for nearly 7 years now. I've seen the whole world because of it. I get paid every single day. I get paid beyond the efforts of just my own. I get paid, on team sales as well. So it's not just my own efforts that I get paid for. Because if you're relying on just yourself, you'll work until you die. I get paid in my sleep. My ads will pay me even when I don't have an internet connection. I was lost in the Peruvian jungles. I was still generating an income. What's not to love about this? The products are amazing. The company's been around for 50 years. They pay 57% commissions on a $5,000 to $10,000 sale. You know, I've done $25,000 days before in this business. So, yeah, I'm all in for the rest of my life, and will continue to support communities like yourself to grow and prosper.
Yeah. Love that. Thank you. Like, we've had people throw other opportunities at us and we're like, nah, your shit ain't nowhere near as smelly as our shit. Like, you know, you've got nothing on us. You can try and tell us that you've got something good. That's great. You love your company, but we're staying with ours. Like, absolutely, hands down, we've got the best everything.
And you're sitting right in front of us, you know, so. Yeah,
you really are.
You can find opportunities that are cheaper, but those companies, they don't last around. You don't get paid enough to make any decent money. So don't look for cheap, look for good.
Yeah, look for long term. Look long-term wealth, not short-term, you know, high sort of thing, you know. I find that's what a lot of people are chasing, that quick fix, you know. They're not preparing for their future and the future of their family, or not, in some cases, the future of, you know, your children's children, you know. Like, we're preparing for our great-grandchildren, you know. We're not just preparing for tomorrow's, you know, income stream. Like, you've got to look further. Absolutely.
You do.
That also does tie into our question number 4. We get lots of objection questions, and the main one being, is this a pyramid scheme? Can you explain to the people how this is not?
Yeah, for sure. So a pyramid scheme, I think, is just a word that gets thrown around because it's easier to say it's a pyramid scheme than it is to look at the opportunity for yourself, potentially try it. Worse yet, maybe fail. And we're so scared of failure that it's easy to put a label on something and say, no, that's not legal, that's a scam. Obviously, we wouldn't have our faces all over social media and on live calls if we were just running scams. I'm here, you know, I've got family up on the board, like the whole deal. I've been doing this now for 6 or 7 years. A pyramid scheme, I would say, when people are saying this, I imagine what they're thinking is that the person at the top makes all the money, and that you can't overtake the person at the top, right? That if I was to bring somebody in, I would make all their money and they would make crumbs. That's not the case. I've been earning more money than the 3 or 4 people above me since I was in this business for the first year. Therefore, you're not paid on where you are in a so-called pyramid. You're paid based on your performance. If you don't perform, you don't get paid. And that's fine. You're not getting paid by the hour. If you want that, go work at a job. If you want to get paid on your own terms, you have to get paid on what you produce. And that's it. And if you can produce and you can perform, you can be paid uncapped income here for as little or as much work as you want to do from anywhere around the world. You can start at whatever time of the day you want to start, and you can clock off whenever you're ready to clock off.
Yeah, love that. Perfect. Awesome. Thank you. And last question, Bev, you want to take this?
Fence sitters, what do you
say to those that are sitting on the fence, and Aaron, should I reach out?
You get a sore ass sitting on the fence. You know, not much is going to change over the next year. At least if you try this, there's a chance something will change. Otherwise, you're just going to be 1 year older, 1 year broker, because with inflation, your money is going to be worth less and things are going to be more expensive. So the biggest risk you can take is not taking one. At the same time, I understand that you're scared, but you should be more scared of not doing something, because the unpredictable things always happen. Something will happen to the economy one day. Something will happen to your job one day. AI is going to replace X amount of millions of jobs. You can't afford to not have another stream of income. That being said, this is law of averages. If we share this opportunity with enough people, people will get started. A part of that law of averages is that some people are going to sit on the fence forever and just have a sore ass. That's okay. We don't need to change everybody's mind. We're here just to share this opportunity and work with the people who say, yes, I'm ready. Fuck it. I'm in. Let's make some money and let's go.
Absolutely. Love that. Thank you. What a way to end. Well, thank you, Brodie. We know you've probably got to run off and do something or spend some more time with your beautiful family.
I'm watching Harry Potter with my son. So.
Oh, well, that's very important.
Yeah.
I miss those binge watching days.
Yes. But I'm going to go. Thank you for having me on here. I'll see you guys at the Perth event.
Yes,
We'll jump in the cold plunge and we'll have a good time. But you guys are killing it. Like anyone who's got an opportunity to get involved with your team this early on, they've hit the jackpot. So don't wait.
Thank
bro.
you.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate it.
Appreciate it, bro.
Bye.
Appreciate it. Much love, bro.
Everyone, much love and thank you.
Thank you, bro.
Yo.
Yo.